Hello, and welcome to the reading of the White Album 2 2013 concert Blu-ray. So, big concert in 2013. All of the big names in White Album 2 music, as well as some voice actresses, and of course, the writer, the artist, like everyone was in attendance. This was a pretty big concert. And this, right now, what we're looking at is the outer case of the Blu-ray, the special edition specifically. This blue snowflake. Then we move down and we can see White Album 2 concert, November 24th, 2013 in Tokyo. This is a round table discussion. Pretty much what it is a lot of the big names in WA2, and they just sat around a table and chatted while watching the concert Blu-ray. So it's kind of interesting to include this in the Blu-ray itself, just seeing other people and their thoughts on the Blu-ray itself. So, on a certain day in January of 2014, two groups gathered in the conference rooms of the Aquaplus headquarters in Osaka and its branch office in Tokyo. So, two different groups of people, mind you, who are like teleconferencing. What followed could be called a commentary, a discussion held while viewing the concert footage. From Tokyo, Fumiaki Maruto, the scenario writer. Hitomi Nabatame, fan representative NVA. So that's Kazusa's voice actress. Madoka Yonezawa, performer. That is Setsuna's voice actress. Yu Kamikawa, fan representative. And Marie Miyake, fan representative. Imagine having been one of those fan representatives. That is so cool for them. From Osaka, Naoya Shimokawa, producer, Rena Uehara, performer, and Akari Tsuda, performer. Oh, so many familiar names there. Look at the pictures! I love the pictures so much too. They just look like they're enjoying themselves and having fun, viewing the fruits of their labors. Video start. You two, Kamikawa-san and Miyake-san, we're both there for the whole thing. Both daytime and nighttime performances, right? I watched it all the way through, too. I only saw the day show. It's my first time seeing this footage of the nighttime performance. Yeah, we had different outfits and all. Everyone has glow sticks. There weren't as many during the day. You're right. I love the glow sticks. I've done the merch reviews of the White Album 2 glow sticks. They're so cool. I love that about concerts in Japan. Most of them have the glow sticks. Those pen lights they had for sale at the merch counter, the line for those must have been what I saw when I was loitering around after the daytime show. Loitering? Those were pen lights from the merch counter. But I think once people realized glow sticks were allowed, a lot more of them showed up. They completely sold out at the electronics retail store nearby. People might have wondered whether it was okay to wave glow sticks around for a show in a concert hall. They were all very considerate. Maybe the word concert in this case didn't really give them the impression of standing up and jumping around. There aren't all that many songs like that for jumping around anyway. White Album. Not a techno remix or anything, mind you, just the original White Album. I just start banging out the glow sticks and jumping around. So much fun. Fair enough. Though it would be pretty weird to just sit there perfectly still and listen for 2 hours, wouldn't it? I mean, this is a live show. I feel like that could happen when it comes to White Album 2, though. Definitely. Getting lost in the music, thinking about the game, as it slowly soaks into your heart. You'd be too busy to cry. Every time I read about a fan who has attended the concerts before, they're like, I was led to tears. I cried. It was beautiful. Which, to be honest, that's fair. I had a lot of fun seeing people around me looking down and imagining how they felt. Like, they must have been affected by the same part as me. I see. Also, at the very end, after the concert was over, everyone hunkered down in their seats. Wow. Like Haruki-kun. We really did all have our heads in our hands. It's kind of like after a movie recently. You have to sit after the movie because there's usually a post-credits scene. We did. Oh, wow. During the night show, when After All started, I saw people who've been waving their glow sticks quiet down and stop waving them and sort of go stiff. They froze? It was almost kind of soft. Like you were all in it together. Like, hey, you were sitting there too. I was emotionally compromised too, but I guess I was unconsciously looking for signs that it wasn't just me. Looking for kindred spirits. This is how I feel every time I go see a play and there's a really sad part and I just start crying. I quickly look around like, is anybody else crying? Is it just me? Usually it's not just me. There was a girl sitting next to me. Note, Miyake-san was not in a reserved seat, but purchased an SS seat, a ticket for both shows together, herself. Accordingly, the people sitting next to her were also there for both shows. But she was the type to cheer by silently waving her glow sticks, and she didn't cry at all. She had a perfectly serious face the whole time. It really was just me. Oh, that's kind of weird, but every fan is different. Everyone expresses their feelings differently. That's why I was looking for kindred spirits. The problem with this commentary so far is that we haven't heard a word from Uehara-san, who's already sung 2 songs in the video. Well, I've mostly been focused on this footage of the conversation happening in Tokyo. I'm watching all of you. No, watch the concert. She already knows what she sounds like. She doesn't need to watch the concert. She just wants to chat. Happy memories. Just sublime. Yeah, you look really great. I was super nervous, honestly. What? Even for the night show? Yes, the night show was the one being filmed, and there were a lot of people who had already seen the day show. Which is a lot of pressure if you're performing the same show twice in a row, and a lot of people have already seen it. You might get worried if they're going to be bored. You can't really make the same jokes twice, or you could, but then people would think that it's boring. It's a little more pressure. There were people who were watching to see how it differed from the day show, which may have raised the hurdle a bit higher for the night show, in a sense. Could you tell there were more glow sticks than there were for the day show while you were singing? I could tell from the first song. Wow. In a big hall like that, the audience members were kind of far away, right? So I was wondering whether they were getting into it. I could tell from watching their glow sticks. It was a relief. Definitely. I could imagine being a performer, because if every audience member was like that quiet one they mentioned, just silently waving the glow sticks, you might feel self-conscious. Right, it wasn't like a show where you would judge by the audience's screams. So you used the movement of the glow sticks. Then, when it comes to White Album 2, it's a good idea to show your enjoyment by waving your glow sticks. Also, we couldn't really see the audience very well. Listening quietly is all well and good, but from a coordinating standpoint, if people are just staring silently, you get nervous. Oh, am I doing this poorly? It was really difficult to gauge whether the audience members were having fun. They were probably all half in tears, so I can understand why they wouldn't be up and screaming. Definitely. Whenever one of the tearjerker songs ended, only hearing applause was a little unnerving. I get that. Should we ask them to raise up their voices and weep out loud then? I'm just imagining a concert hall full of crying sounds. Like, God. I mean, they could definitely do it. Everyone who's played White Album 2 has cried. Listen, show me a single person who's played through White Album 2 and not cried, and I will tell you they are a serial killer. No shame. Good game. Sound of Destiny, along with video. Hello, everyone. You're all in white, Yone-chan. Yes, I'm in white. This is the nighttime show. When you think Setsuna, you think white. It's a completely different vibe from the day show. It is. Were you nervous? Well, of course I was nervous. I mean, if I messed up, every person there would... Right, plus if you messed up, it would end up on the Blu-ray. That's true. A flub etched into history. Well, hey! God, that would be embarrassing. That would be terrible. Normally when you come on, Madoka-san, you say something like, hey, get on your feet, or let me hear you, which makes me think, okay, she's relaxed. Yeah, I really wasn't. Is everyone standing up here? They are. Yeah, when I came up for Sound of Destiny during the daytime show, everyone was still sitting down, and I was like, oh, Again, so awkward, especially for someone who's used to, like, higher energy concerts. Just because this isn't an indoor concert hall, the vibe felt a little bit different. And I told them, come on, you can stand up. Stand up, guys. Which may be why everyone was on their feet from the start for the night show, when Nena-chan was singing. I think people during the day show had this idea that this was the sort of thing where you just sat and listened. Before Sound of Destiny, guitar solo. The guitar solo is the big highlight for this song. It's coming up. Yes, this is a massive highlight. The moment when everyone is excited. The guitar really was the biggest hit. You could hear everyone screaming and cheering. Goto-san said he was really happy at the closing party. Hideto Goto, the guitarist. The other musicians were all prodding him like, come on, Hide-chan, that felt good, didn't it? If only it were Haruki Kitahara trying to play the guitar solo. But again, it's not just Yonezawa-san who had to be careful here. It was everyone because it was being recorded for the Blu-ray. So if Goto-san messed up the guitar solo, that would have made it into the Blu-ray. That would have been horribly embarrassing. Kind of fitting, considering he's playing as Haruki, quote unquote, but still very embarrassing. Goto-san is kind of a quiet guy, so he said something like, well, yes, it felt pretty good. You don't see that a lot, the guitarist getting the kind of cheers a leading actor would normally get. So it was a lot of fun for him. Guitar solo starts with perfect timing. I've never touched an instrument, so I don't know what level of challenge Haruki-kun was facing here. Really? Listening to the song Sound of Destiny, you weren't just immediately like, whew, that's tough. Like, you can hear it in the song. That's why everyone was laughing so hard at the suggestion of them doing Sound of Destiny in the first place, because the solo is ridiculous. He's playing it. That would be impossible. Yeah, no way. It's pretty hard. Getting this down in a week? Kazusa-san managed to teach him, though. Yeah, really. That Kazusa-san can play it too is also amazing. Because she practiced. She practiced, definitely. She got it down because she wanted to teach it to him. I said she practiced it. And there's Haruki-kun. What a cool guy. Cool guy. I mean, him successfully performing this song, I will say, does make him a very cool guy. But like they said, him getting that down in a week is crazy. A little bit unrealistic, but he did work very, very hard for it. Wow, everyone is looking at the guitar. So this is Haruki-kun. This Haruki-kun is playing it easily, though. Very easily. But that's the thing. When people are really good at something, they make it look easy. But it's not. Wow, that was really great, Haruki-kun. What? Sorry, I was just projecting. Heart eyes. Heart eyes. Cute. How was the track order for the set list decided? We have the concert producer right here. Give us the story, producer. Who made up the set list? Well, there were some proposals, but we started with the matter of how to handle Matsumoto-san's secret appearance as our focal point. I went from there to how to show the involvement between Setsuna, Haruki, and Kazusa, and how to work the magic of time in. Beautiful, beautiful song. But we decided from the start that we were going to begin and end with Love Out of Reach. A beautiful decision, especially since that's kind of the song, right? That's like the song of the game. So smart to start with it to get everyone excited, and smart to end with it because everyone's really emotional, and that's like a good song to finish things out with. We did a lot of switching things around based on various factors, like putting an energetic song at the end, or what position a mellower song might take. But before the encore, for the first closing track, like you do for every show and concert, you used your own track, Closing. I'm being completely serious. I didn't do it. Now you don't have to be serious about this. No. Well, it does tend to happen this way now that I think about it. It's the same from the audience perspective. You tend to have some level of established procedure, I guess. Well, somehow or another. You have the melody. Sure, there's the title, but the rhythm and overall impression very much give the sense of this is the end now. Right. I don't really like having to explain my own song, though. That's why we're making you do it. Seriously, this is hard. They're so cruel to this man. He's so embarrassed. He's so humble. Well, for you two big fans, were there any moments where you went, yes, this order is perfect? I was feeling it pretty well. At the very beginning, I got very excited and swept up in it, and then partway through, the fact that it was the 13 version really hit me and made me cry. I was completely captive. I was in tears yelling, thank you. I'm always antsy, wondering when After All is going to show up. Every time. Big fans, adorable, my God. I want to know how many people cried. I really do, because I'm sure it's a lot. It keeps showing up in completely unexpected places. After All, huh? It takes me by surprise. In the anime, too, we did a lot of thinking about where to use After All. Not that that has anything to do with the concert. How many emails did we exchange? Episode 10, 11, 12, 13. Is it too much to use After All in 4 straight episodes? It's not like there were any other songs that would work. I love that. I love the behind the scenes, like, oh, I want to use this here. Oh, I want to do this here. This was a problem. Interesting to hear the producer's side of things. I'm Fallen in Love. We've moved to I'm Fallen in Love. Now, has everyone played Dream Communication? She really is like an idol in this one. The idol Madoka Yonezawa. Dream Communication was like a phone app, and you could play these little rhythm mini games and then talk to, they specifically had Kazusa and Setsuna as characters in that game. It's no longer being supported, unfortunately, but it was a thing back in the day. The idol. Setsuna, not Yonezawa, Setsuna. Idol Madoka Yonezawa. Idol Madoka Yonezawa. Not Yonezawa. Look at everyone waving their hands. They're really good with those glow sticks. Like a conductor or something. Like, when we get here, do this. Phew. Us old men, though, near the end of the night, we get sore. Our arms get tired and we can't hold them up anymore. Did you try switching to your left hand sometimes? No, I insisted on using the right hand the whole time. Why? It's true. The light sticks get tiring after a while. And also, like, they have these little sticks at baseball. Because baseball, there's so many chances to clap and applaud and cheer in Japan. It's a little bit different than American baseball. So they give you these two little sticks, which are hollow, and you go dun 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 and click them together instead of clapping sometimes to try to alleviate some of the wear and tear on your hands. But you still get tired. Loving Heart. Ah, Tsuna-chan. Hello. Loving Heart was a dummy song that Shimokawa-san and I worked very hard on. Dummy song? It plays during Setsuna's ending in CC, so we put this very happy song in for the ending. And then when it's over, Kazusa appears. Ah! Whoa, you're right. Oh god, that's scary. You're all scared. Everything about it was made as deceptive as possible, including the melody. That's awful. Oh my god. They did that on purpose. They specifically made it so you'd be like, oh, what a good time. What a happy, happy song. And then, poof, just kidding. The lyrics, too. Wow. Looking slightly pleased. Ah. Thinking about how far it falls in coda. Here I was going, finally it's over. Thinking about how far we could elevate that feeling of, oh, Setsuna, you finally made it. Thank goodness. And then after that, there's a massive nosedive. Ugh, that's terrible. And everyone's heart drops. Definitely pleased. Yeah, of course Nabatame-san is pleased. She's Kazusa. And then, bam, Kazusa shows up. Is that what we call affectation? My heart is always with you. My heart is always with you. We put this one in the anime too. Actually, at first, Shimokawa-san suggested that we put this in the scene with Setsuna and Haruki in the music room in episode 7. And what we wound up discussing at that point was, whose song is My Heart is Always with You, really? Right, was it a song for Kazusa or Setsuna? Really? Huh. So, everyone, what do you think? I love how it's so open-ended like this. I love how in White Album 2, rather than just be like, oh yeah, this song's inspired by Setsuna, he's like, well, who do you think it was inspired by? I love that open-endedness. I love how everyone's favorite route can be considered a valid ending. Now that you ask, it sounds like Kazusa to me. To most people, it was very much had an image of Kazusa's song. Yeah. So I was hesitant to put it in a scene with Haruki and Setsuna. However, I can understand that the one who wrote it might also see it as Setsuna's song. Therefore, Shimokawa-san chose to use it as a Setsuna song here. Really, it's written to be applicable either way. Like most of the writing in White Album too, really. Yes, yes. Played during the ending when you're parting from Kazusa. It sounds a bit like Kazusa's theme. But before that, you have Haruki betraying Setsuna and then coming back to her. So it could be Setsuna's song. It could be either of their song, I guess. Ugh. But playing as you're leaving Kazusa and then being like, oh yeah, it's Setsuna's song, because you're going back to her, it just doesn't feel very fair to Setsuna. The song left me with a strong impression of nestling up together as an image, which makes me think of Setsuna. However, when nestling up is a matter of physical difference, it's Setsuna. Whereas when it comes to emotionally nestling up, it's Kazusa. So you can really take it either way. Right? That's really deep. The one who's singing it is calling it deep? Deep? Hang on. It's deep. There are some things where I'm like, it's not that deep. Don't look so far into it. But in this case, I think it's deep. Answer. What was the atmosphere like in the audience during Answer? Since we've got people here who were in the audience, I'd like to hear your views. Fatality Song 1, Fatality Song 2, etc. I think everyone was silent, focused on listening. I see. Since starting with My Heart Is Always With You, the attacks just kept coming steadily. Eroding? So you weren't looking at the people around you? With Gentle Lies, everyone was remembering, I heard that. It played in this scene. It was painful that way. Because the cursed story was starting to... The cursed story? We were all withdrawing into our own worlds. There weren't any glow sticks on. That's right. I mean, when playing through a song that was played through emotional moments, I could definitely see getting lost in it and being like, oh God, that was this part. And then for me, probably crying. So I wouldn't want to be waving a glow stick either. There's no waving going on. They were all turned off. Like, maybe it would be best to stay quiet for this one. Turning the light on would be disruptive to the others. Plus, the thought of whether it would be disruptive to Tsudo-san or Uehara-san. All of that was figuring into turning them on and off. That's a pretty powerful sense of control. It was. You're right, it's completely dark. It felt super dark. We all turned them off deliberately because we wanted you to be fully focused on your singing, Uehara-san. Thank you, it worked. Oh, that's so kind and nice. I'm getting this sense from the audience like we're going to do everything we can and make this concert succeed in our own way. It makes me really happy. Very kind. Wow. We turned them off because we thought doing so would make it more enjoyable for the singers too. So please don't be so nervous about it. Nervous? Thank you. Going from singing in a live venue to singing in a concert hall like this, the sense of unity among everyone was really impressive. I felt the love every time. It's not physically closer than in a live venue, but more of the little thoughts and feelings come through. Oh, I never thought about that in a concert hall. But also having it in a concert hall is very reminiscent of Coda. You know, thinking about Kazusa and her playing the piano. So hearing the audience feedback at that close, not close at distance, but enclosed space is pretty cool. Nina-chan, you're just divine. My heart started hurting really bad around here. I'm not sure how to take this one. Oh? With this combo of songs, it gets hard for us to chatter. No one made any noise after the songs were done after this point. Even the applause was weak. We didn't have the energy to applaud. Our stomachs all hurt. You could tell from watching all of it from behind, there was some energy lacking. My windpipe can't hold up. You're gonna die. That's not good. The mood of the venue just drops because everyone got depressed. Wave between songs. Here comes the wave. So pretty. You could only really get this in a concert hall. If you were at the back of the second level, you'd have no idea when the other levels were doing anything, or what anyone else was doing. I did my best so the three of them will be happy. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I was really happy with it. Like, yay, we managed to pull it together well. They reacted well. We figured with everyone in sort of a low mood from what had just been sung, if we did something like that, it would bring things right back around. Definitely, definitely. This concert, this might be a weird way of putting it, but I feel like maybe the audience came there to be brought down, to be brought to tears, to be depressed. What would that even mean? Some kind of emotional masochism? I was very that. Very that. But as silly and odd as that sounds, I definitely agree. Because White Album 2 in general is a depressing game. It's a game that makes you feel things. And people that really like that kind of game, you know, kind of want to feel that. They want to have a good cry. They want to be taken on an emotional roller coaster. And so obviously fans of the game like that are going to kind of feel that and want that from the concert as well. 100% agree with that. The biggest thing was I wanted to go and hear the songs. And then I imagined I would end up crying over what I remembered while listening. You came to compromise your windpipe. I was also curious to see what other kinds of people were there. I see. Who came to listen, how they listened. I had fun people watching. Sort of like coming to meet your kindred. There aren't a lot of concerts like this. I wanted to see if everyone took the same damage while they were playing. Our comrades who'd survived the carnage with us. Your fellow soldiers. As we were listening to the songs, we sort of connected indirectly over how painful the game had been for us. No, this is the sort of thing where you blank out your mind and just enjoy the entertainment. Not really. I definitely agree with Miyake here. Even if you don't communicate with others, you all know that you have been hurt by the game. That was kind of one of the big things for it, you know? Everyone that's played White Album 2 has been hurt by it. That's a huge part of the game. But this interview shall go on. It is interesting. It's interesting to see the actors and actresses and then the two fan representatives who give a very different and distinct view of the concert, which is really cool. It's not a behind the scenes view. It's what did you feel while you were in the audience? So I do like getting both sides here. So I think with that, we will stop here for now, and I will finish this interview in the next part. So thank you very much for being here with me on this reading of the White Album 2 2013 concert booklet, and I'll see you in the next part. Until then, hope you take care. See you.